Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show where we empower entrepreneurs, high performers. Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is how to build better habits that stick and Hey everyone, welcome. Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show where we empower entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, high performers, business owners to overcome the challenge of work life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is how to build better habits that stick and stop falling into old patterns. This is a very common problem in entrepreneurship, and so many entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or high performers or business owners, they make this mistake by they set goals, they fall, they work on their dreams, they know what they are chasing, and they have a vision for their future. But all these dreams, all these goals collapse when our habits, when our rituals, our routines don't align with our ambitions, with our vision. Because what is the meaning of having goals, dreams, and a vision for future if our habits, if the routines that we are implementing every day, that we are repeating every day, every week, every month, are not aligned with those goals, with those ambitions, with those vision? How are you going to achieve your goals if you are constantly falling to your old patterns, to your old negative thoughts, old habits, old emotions, old routines? So the gap between you and your future and your vision, it just boils down to your habits, to those routines that you are implementing daily, that you are repeating daily, not only for a short of time, not only for a few days, not only for a week. So many entrepreneurs, their performance is really good for a week, for a month, but then later on they fall into back old bad habits. They repeat old negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, and so often those leads us to disappointment, to feeling guilty. So that's why I choose to talk about this topic in this episode, and I hope you will going to gain some insights, some tips, strategies that will help you to build better habits, to build better positive, healthy habits, and stop going back to your old version, stop falling back to your old patterns, stop repeating those old bad habits, stop getting distracted. So many entrepreneurs, they plan their habits and they decide on what habits, what routines to implement, to repeat daily. But so many, they make this mistake of just going in autopilot mode, and they just ignore their habits, they ignore their old patterns. So for example, so often I notice that we fall back to those old bad habits, we repeat them, although we know that we shouldn't, although we know that we have signed a new contract with our future, that we are not going to fall back to our old version. that we are not repeating those old bad negative habits. We have made the decision that we are going to transform our life, that we are going to break through in our health, in our relationships, in our business, in our life in general, that we are going to improve, enhance every aspect, every area in our life. But unfortunately, we make a mistake, or we make many mistakes, and after a while, after 6 months or a year, we notice that we haven't reached those milestones. We haven't made so much progress. We haven't transformed our life. We're still remaining with the same health, same thoughts, same emotions, same routines, same habits, same work ethics, same performance, same energy. Everything is same. And these are the common reasons why we stay the same, why we don't transform, why we don't achieve an financial life, why we don't achieve our goals, why we didn't make a small aspect of our dreams come true. So, for example, many entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or high performers or business owners, they don't plan their habits, they don't plan their routines, their rituals. So before the next day, like for example today, tomorrow, before tomorrow, I need to prepare, I need to plan my habits. What time am I going to wake up? What am I going to do when I wake up? What time am I going to the gym and implement my morning routine? What time am I going to take a walk? When I'm going to do my journaling? And where? So it's important that we plan the times for our morning routine and evening routine and our work, but we need to choose places too, because places, environment plays very big role in implementing those habits, because those habits, those routines, those rituals, they need places as well. It's not just about planning time, we need to plan places too. Okay, when I wake up in the morning, what am I gonna do? What is the first habit that I'm going to implement, or the first ritual? When or where am I going to train? Am I going to train or do my workout at the gym or outdoor, or am I going to a nature place or do a long running or biking, or am I going to join a group or a group training, outdoor, indoor, where? So we need to plan our habits, because when we plan them the day before, we have a big prepared plan for next day. So we don't fall into our old habits, we don't skip our workout, we don't skip our morning routine, we don't skip journaling, we don't skip those habits, those healthy routines or rituals. Why? Because we have already planned them. We have a plan, my friend, for the next day. So when I have a plan, a prepared perfect plan for the next day, I know the day that I'm going to live. I know the start of the day. I know the energy, the enthusiasm, the motivation that I'm going to gain in that particular day already in the morning. I know I am going to start my day feeling very excited, healthy, positive, instead of feeling disappointed, overwhelmed, stressed, letting those old patterns, those old habits, old behaviors steal my energy in that morning, still feeling happy about the start of the day, leaving me feeling anxious, disappointed, hopeless, and those negative thoughts, self-doubts, and anxiety, they are just guarding you. They are waiting on you. They're waiting on you because they are triggers. So that's why we need to make sure that we have a plan for the next day. And the next time, the next thing that we need to shadow those habits. I am shadowing my morning routine, my evening routine in my shadow, in my calendar system. So they are blocked in my calendar. I have blocked specific certain duration times for my rituals, for my habits. And when they are in my system, odds are I am going to implement them 90%. 90% I'm going to not skip them or ignore them or not pay attention to them. So I am going to implement them because they are already shadowed in my calendar, in my system. I am ready to wake up and implement them without any negotiation, without any temptation, without any hesitation. And the other thing is, when we have a plan for the next day, it's very important that we stick to our calendar, we stick to our plan, and not just skipping them. Because when we skip our rituals, our habits, we will be wasting so much time and our calendar will be collapsed. It will feel overwhelmed. So to avoid feeling overwhelmed, I have a plan. I have shadowed my habits, my rituals, my routines already in my calendar. So all I need is just demonstrate them. All I need is just to implement them. All I need is just to stick to them, follow them without any hesitation or temptation or negotiation. And the next thing is, I know I need to go to bed early. I know I have decided on a specific time that I am going to bed and that I need to work on regulating my sleep. So I have a specific time to wake up in the morning. So if I skip going to bed at specific or certain time, that means the next day will be collapsed. It will impact my next day. It will impact my state of feeling. Going to bed late, not sticking to my sleeping schedule, will cause me to feel stress, overwhelmed, fatigue in my brain, feeling mentally fatigued, or feeling brain fog. And then next day you feel low energy, you feel unmotivated, you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed, disappointed, because you didn't stick to your sleep schedule. So this is very important. And the other thing is, so many entrepreneurs, they set goals, they know what they are working toward, but they don't have this habit, this powerful habit, which is writing your goals the first thing you do in the morning when you wake up, before you make a coffee, before you prepare any breakfast, if you're not doing intermittent fasting, before you wash your face, before you put your sport clothes on. My friend, the first thing that you need to do, you need to show so much love, so much commitment, so much drive for your goals, for your future, for your family. And this is by writing down your goals. Have a piece of paper and a pen on a table. That way, when you wake up in the morning, your brain have a trigger. You are triggering your brain by setting that paper, that pen on a table. So when you see those things, your brain will be triggered, will be reminded that you have goals, you have dreams, you have a vision for your future, and it all starts with that piece of paper and that pen. It all starts with your hand. As soon as you write down your goals, your dreams, the things that you want to accomplish in the future, the people that you want to improve their life, change their life, transform their life, the product, the service that you always dream to build, to make a difference in people's life, in your community's life, in your client's life, in your audience life, When you write them on a piece of paper, you are assigning a contract with your future, with your vision, with your new version. You are making it real for you and for others, for the people that you always dreamed to serve. You are making it real for your family, for the family that you promised them that I am going to build a better life, a dream life for you and for your family. So when you are writing down your goals, dreams, first thing in the morning, you are programming your subconscious mind to work on those goals, on those dreams, because the first thing your brain understands when you wake up in the morning is my goals, my dreams, the things that I want to accomplish in my heart. I love them. I love the journey. I love my goals. I love my dreams. I love my vision. I want to make a difference. I want to change people's life. I want to coach them. I want to mentor them. I want to offer them my services, my products, my programs. So you are basically programming your subconscious mind, that your subconscious mind will understand that you have goals, you have dreams, and you will be constantly laser focused, concentrated on those goals, on those dreams, on that vision, and you will not be distracted. You will not be procrastinated. Your brain will be laser focused. You will not have those old thoughts, those old limited patterns that always kept you small, that always kept you feeling stuck, stagnant. You will overcome limiting belief that I am not meant to win or succeed in life. No, when you are programming your subconscious mind, when you are conditioning your body for on those goals, on those dreams, on that vision, that's it. You made the most and the most important, the biggest step you have taken in your life toward your future. You are basically mapping your subconscious mind to work on those goals, on those dreams, and your brain or your subconscious mind is not stuck with your past, with your history, with your failures, with your past mistakes. So you are operating from your current self, and you are working your way toward that goal, that dream, that vision. So the next thing is that so many entrepreneurs, they don't assign a meaning, a purpose into their service, into their product, into that program that they are building, that they are designing, that they are creating. You need to assign a meaning, a purpose. You need to always remind yourself that I am building this product, I am improving this service to make a difference in people's life, because I want to be in purpose, because I want to live a life with meaning, because I want to serve people, because I am meant to live a life with meaning. So I do it because I love serving my people. I love serving my audience, my community, my clients. I do it for them because my love, my passion, my enthusiasm, my compassion pushes me to offer that service, to build that product. I do it for them because my clients, my audience, my community, they mean a lot to me. That's why I assigned a meaning to it. So there is no going back, there is no giving up, there is no self-doubt, there is no surrendering, there is no going back to your old version. Once you assign a meaning or purpose, that's it. You have taken the next biggest steps in your life. And the next thing that we need to make sure that we adjust, we pivot, we do motivation on our rituals, on our routines, on our plan. Because if you see yourself in the same place, in the same area in your life, if you haven't reached those milestones, if you haven't achieved any goal that you have planned or set out for yourself in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, that means we need to adjust. That means we need to pivot. That means we need to remove so many bad habits from our days, because so many habits, routines, so many behaviors are stealing your time, are stealing your energy, are stealing your clarity, are stealing your intention, are stealing your goals, your dreams in the background or behind the scenes, but you don't feel it, you don't pay attention, you don't notice. So that's why you need to adjust, you need to change your plan, modify your plan. You need to work on building more habits. You need to improve some of the habits that you have built previously. You need to be very serious by removing some habits, some behaviors, some routines that are not serving you, that are just blocking you, that are just preventing you from being super healthy, from being super achievable, from being superstar in your business, in your product, in your service, in your relationships. So we need to make sure that we adjust, we pivot, and we modify. We need to make another plan. If the old plan didn't work for us, that means something is leaking in your life. That means something is going wrong. So you need to adjust, you need to make a new plan. And the other thing is, we need to set constraints, because so many times when we ignore, when we not pay attention about our constraints, we fall into bad habits, and every bad habit costs you so much time, so much energy. For example, if you avoid going to bed for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days on time, and next day you're feeling mentally fatigued, you feel brain fog, you feel low energy, you're sweating, your eyes or your face looks horrible, you look tired, exhausted, burned out, that means you're not committing to your constraints. That means you are still ignoring your constraints. So that's why when you feel that, when you end up in this bad, negative, unhealthy state, I promise you, you are wasting so much time. You waste so much energy, so many hours. Your brain becomes very slow in thinking. Your performance worsen. Your performance become very bad. You are very slow. You are very low in energy. You're not thinking clearly. You're not healthy. Even when you show up to your family, to your relationships, you seem very unhealthy instead of being energized, active, enthusiasm, and feeling accomplished in a typical day. So there are some habits, there are some behaviors that are that are stealing so much time, so much energy, that are costing you to lose so much progress, so much momentum. So you need to be very, very aware of those habits, of those behaviors, and this is a signal that you need to commit to your constraints. You need to follow your constraints. You need to follow your non-negotiables. So, and the other thing is, we make so much progress, we get momentum, we accomplish some goals, we complete some projects, some tasks in our to-do list. But when we make a mistake, when we don't become aware of some habits that we know we should be avoiding, that we know that are preventing us from being healthy, productive, laser focused, they cost us to lose so much progress, to lose clarity, to weaken our mindset. Those habits, those mistakes, they cost us to lose so much time that we could have avoided that bad habit. We could have remove that bad behavior from our days, from our routines, and saved so much time and made so much more progress. So we need to constantly track our habits and be aware of some mistakes, some bad behaviors that keep showing up. This is a signal that you need to stick to your healthy, positive, productive habits. And the other thing is, I want to talk about that is very, very important, that we need to make sure that we stay healthy, because to be successful entrepreneurs, to break through in our life, in our business, we need to be healthy. So that means you need to remove all those unhealthy snacks, unhealthy products, unhealthy meals from your day, and instead replace them with better healthy products, meals, snacks. That way you are improving constantly your healthy life, because to operate from our full potential, to work very hard, to achieve goals, make our dreams come true, we need a better health. Without a better health, you can't perform from your full potential. Without a better health, you can't focus. You can't stay laser concentrated or focused throughout the day. So we need to make sure that we avoid all those unhealthy apps or sites online, and you need to remove your bank card or your debit card from some of those cards in your sites, in your apps. Some of those apps that make it very easy for you to order unhealthy fast food, you need to remove them, you need to delete them, so you can stay healthy, so you are improving a big area in your life. And the other thing is, we need to constantly protect our time, protect our energy by removing old negative thoughts, feelings, emotions. If you see yourself the same person in the same place, in the same level in your business after 3 months, after 6 months, after a year, odds are, well, you are constantly repeating the same old thoughts, the same old negative emotions, feelings. So this is a big signal for you that, my friend, you need to start open a new page in your life. You need to close down that old book and open a new book. You need to bring new thoughts. You need to program your subconscious mind with new thoughts, and do not think about your past failures, about your past bad habits, about your past bad behaviors. Those are gone. We can't control them. But what we can control is our current habits, our current rituals, our current thoughts, our current feelings, emotions. We need to constantly condition our body for new thoughts, thoughts of vision, thoughts of loving our families, our friends, the people that we have in our life, loving our audience, loving our clients, loving our community. If you want to transform, improve other people's life, you need to start with yourself first. You need to improve yourself so you can improve other people's life. So this is one thing. And the other thing is, we need to always protect our time, because we need so much time in our business. Our business, our entrepreneurship needs time. So that means, if you have some habits, if you have some behaviors in your days that are consuming so much time, that are stealing your time, you better be aware of those, and you better remove them. You better stop them. You better block them by creating friction, by adding steps between you and your bad habits. So while you are working, there should not be any social media apps. There should not be any sites that are distracting you, that are stealing your time. You should put your mobile phone in another room or somewhere else. So you need to constantly focus your time on your most important work, on those tasks, those projects that are impactful, that are bringing you closer to your goals, to your dreams. So when you protect your time, that means you are saving so much time to spend it with your family and with the loved ones, and to implement good, healthy, positive routines. Because so many times I notice when we make mistakes, when we repeat bad habits, when we do bad behaviors, I look back at my days, at my weeks, at my months, when I track my calendar, when I look at my habits tracker, nothing prevented me from operating from my full potential. Nothing prevented me from being productive, from accomplish those goals, reaching those milestones, improve my business, grow my business, except for those old negative habits, behaviors, routines. Nothing. Like literally, no one is stopping you from making progress, from being successful. The only thing that is preventing you from reaching those goals, reaching those dreams, are your habits, are your behaviors. And when we ignore them, when we don't pay attention to them, when we don't work on breaking, replacing those old bad habits, they will constantly run in our days, that they will constantly impact our life, our business, and our relationships. And the other thing, and the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to habits, behaviors, and human behaviors, is that so many times I notice that, damn, what was I gonna do? What was that thing that? Oh.